Friends, welcome to the channel that specializes in vintage, antique, and older cars and trucks from the early stages of the automobile all the way up to the cars that boomers and hippies fell in love with. I'm Ken Smith, and today's video is all about the 1937 Oldsmobile and the new 6 and 8 cylinders models. This promotional video titled Follow the Leader was produced for Oldsmobile as an educational film for the general public. So without further ado, enjoy the film and be sure to comment and let us know your thoughts about the 1937 Oldsmobile.
Leadership is one of the most widely used and cruelly abused terms in the entire vocabulary of motoring. The subject of automobile styling and beauty has been one of constant debate ever since well-dressed automobiles wore buggy wheels and steered with a tiller. So let's forget all the claims and counterclaims for a moment and stand here on the boulevard to take a good look at the big parade of motor cars. And what do we see? Hundreds of automobiles of all ages and prices. A score of manufacturers represented in this constant procession of traffic, yet all these cars bear very distinct earmarks of similarity. In fact, this resemblance has become so marked during the past few years that Time magazine, in reviewing the 1936 automobile show, commented very pointedly on this unmistakable family resemblance. Such a unity of design could hardly be mere coincidence. Somebody must have started it. Who? Let's look through some old Oldsmobile catalogs and see if we can find the answer. Here is the Oldsmobile of 1933. At the time of its introduction, all motordom hailed it as a daring new style. In 1934, Oldsmobile modernized and modified its original style conception, and more competitive manufacturers appropriated the work of Oldsmobile stylists. To fully appreciate the extent of Oldsmobile leadership, let's see how the design of the 1935 Oldsmobile influenced the entire industry during the following year. If imitation may be considered the sincerest form of flattery, here is a real tribute to Oldsmobile designers by the automotive industry. Small wonder that the casual observer has difficulty in distinguishing between the various makes of cars on the road, and there would appear to be more truth than humor in that oft-heard remark. Why wait for next year's auto show? Look at this year's Oldsmobile. Now the acknowledged style leader sets a new vogue. Oldsmobile again steps out with two new lines of cars destined to set a new pace in beauty, in comfort, in performance, and value. The new Oldsmobile 6 and 8 for 1937. Here are the standard bearers of the style parade of 1937, the creations of the same genius which has dictated the fashion of all motordom, new in every element of eye appeal, ultra-modern in every flowing line and contour, distinctly different, yet definitely distinguished as a continuation of the Oldsmobile flair of fashion, which has admittedly set the mode for all motordom. This year, 6 and 8 cylinder models have definitely different styling, yet both are obviously Oldsmobiles and obviously the pacemakers in the style parade. In the 8, notice how the front end has been redesigned to give a richness to its sweeping streamline and to add a new suggestion of fleet, smooth performance. Of course, the radiator grille is die-cast, and together with the bumper in its modernistic pattern, gives the car a new face instantly recognizable in the present-day stereotyped rank and file of cars. And notice how the new radiator design, together with the chrome molding, adds length to the graceful sweep of the hood line. In every element of style conception, there is the graceful flow of curves, which distinguishes true streamlining. Stand back and get a curbside view of this new 8. Looks bigger than the 1936 car, doesn't it? Well, it should, because the wheelbase has been increased to 124 inches. But that's only part of the story. The new 8 is bigger in every way. We considered last year's 8 a big car, and indeed it was. But look, see how much bigger the new car is, not only in wheelbase, but in overall size. Notice, too, the more graceful body lines this design has made possible. And that's only the start of many delightful surprises. The new 6 also offers a new interpretation of motor car fashion, which may well be expected to serve as a pattern for the industry for years to come. The radiator grille strikes the keynote of its advanced design, gracefully rounded like the nose of a fast plane, speed translated into terms of style. And in the same rhythmic lines, hood, fenders, headlights, and louvers sweep backward in trim, graceful contours. Your first glance tells you the new 6 is also bigger than that of last year. But to appreciate how much bigger, let's compare the two cars. In 1936, this was the biggest car in its price class. Now, let's superimpose the outline of the new 6. That picture tells its story better than any words. Wheelbase has been increased to 117 inches. But wheelbase is only one of the factors contributing to increased size, roominess, and comfort. And notice how the eye appeal of the 6 has been stepped up too, through the new streamlining. This same flowing treatment of line is carried out in fenders and running boards. Although, as on the 8th, the running boards are actually detached from the fenders to eliminate any possibility of squeaks and to facilitate cleaning, there is a pleasing continuity of design. And running boards and fenders have been redesigned to prevent the accumulation of dirt and mud without the necessity of a mud guard on the fender. So, too, the running boards this year act as a radio aerial without any additional antenna wiring. Here's a view of the new Oldsmobile 8 that will be observed by a great many motorists, for the new cars are just as speedy as their feat style suggests. Notice the location of the twin tail lights. On the 6, too, the twin tail lights are mounted high and at the without any additional antenna wiring. Here's a view of the new Oldsmobile 8 that will be observed by a great many motorists, for the new cars are just as speedy as their feat style suggests. Notice the location of the twin tail lights. On the 6, too, the twin tail lights are mounted high and at the outside line of the body for greater safety in night driving. This year, the rear license on both models is carried at the center with individual illumination, supplying, in effect, a third tail light. Of course, you've observed how nicely the trunk blends into the ensemble of the design. And look at the roominess. 12.5 cubic feet of storage space, enough to carry the luggage of all the family for a full vacation tour. Now, standard models have locker space equal to the trunk models of last year. Here are carried the spare wheel and tire out of the dust and weather, yet easily accessible if needed. By the way, there's no danger of some careless motorist locking bumpers with this car. The solid steel bumper guards are curved outward to prevent another bumper from slipping over, and rear bumpers are equipped with a gravel deflector to prevent stones from marring the body finish. Naturally, you're anxious to see the interior. Isn't that a tempting invitation? And say, that rear door looks unusually large. Right, 5 inches wider at the bottom. No contortions necessary to enter or leave this car. And surely that floor looks a lot lower. Right again, 3.5 inches lower than last year. Now the floor is only 16 inches above the level of the ground, effecting a very substantial gain in body height without adding to the overall height of the car and without sacrificing any road clearance. Now you literally walk into the car instead of climbing in. Furthermore, notice that the floor is unobstructed. Of course, we have been told that in order to have a low floor, we must put up with an annoying tunnel for the drive shaft. And in some cars, that is unfortunately true. But Oldsmobile engineers refused to make the passengers defer to the drive shaft. They used ingenuity instead of a bothersome tunnel and made the drive shaft defer to the passengers. Floor, we must put up with an annoying tunnel for the drive shaft. And in some cars, that is unfortunately true. But Oldsmobile engineers refused to make the passengers defer to the drive shaft. They used ingenuity instead of a bothersome tunnel and made the drive shaft defer to the passengers. This jointed propeller shaft is an evolutionary development and explains why Oldsmobile is able to offer motorists low-level floors. The jointed drive system consists of two shafts, one extending from the transmission to a permanently sealed ball-bearing mounting midway between transmission and rear axle. The other extends to the differential and is provided with two universal joints. With this construction, the vertical movement of the rear axle is provided for below the floor level, making a tunnel unnecessary. A great advancement over old-fashioned construction with a one-piece drive shaft, which would necessitate a tunnel 5 inches high. Of course, this type of construction is more expensive to build, but Oldsmobile feels that the added manufacturing cost is amply justified. You have seen the increased size of the 1937 bodies. Now let's translate that added roominess into terms of passenger comfort. Last year, the back of the rear seat was located 2 inches behind the rear axle. In both the 6 and 8, the 1937 design has made possible a new positioning of seats. The rear seat has been moved forward 6 inches, a contribution to riding comfort easily worth an extra foot of wheelbase. And with the new floor level, the rear seat has been lowered, providing 37 inches of headroom and an extra inch of leg room. Here at last is a rear lounge seat that is actually wide enough to accommodate 3 adult passengers in comfort. In cold statistics, it is 2 inches wider at the cushion with a corresponding amount of additional shoulder room. But mere statistics can't tell the full story of its roominess half so well as the passengers themselves. No yardstick can measure the comfort of the scientifically shaped cushions and seat backs, the extra headroom and generous leg room. No detail of appointment has been overlooked which might contribute to comfort or convenience. Built-in footrests invite the traveler to stretch out and relax. Heavily upholstered armrests are located just at elbow height and recessed to allow plenty of shoulder room. Padded assist cords are attached within easy reach. An ash receiver is built into the back of the front seat. This robe rail is generously commodious. In 8-cylinder models with solid front seat back, this rail is richly finished metal. In 2-door sedans with their tilting seat backs, heavy, flexible silken robe cords are provided. In the 6, the buyer has the choice of mohair or a new type fabric suggestive of a rich tweed. In the 8, he has the option of a twist weave of cloth in tan or gray, or a fine mohair. Seats on the convertibles are upholstered in genuine leather or in cloth. Hardware of flashing chromium provides a touch of brilliance and also testifies to the thoughtfulness of Olds engineers. No danger of catching your sleeve on these door handles, and no danger of accidentally opening the door while the car is in motion. When parked, each door may be locked by simply depressing the snap latch without any stretching or fumbling for an elusive keyhole. In the front compartment, too, every detail has been painstakingly worked out to provide the ultimate in comfort and convenience. Thanks to the bigger, roomier bodies, the front seat is now full 2 inches wider than last year, offering ample seating room for 3 passengers. This seat is easily adjustable to afford built-to-measure comfort. For the 6-foot He-Man, the seat may be pushed back to give plenty of leg room. The dainty feminine driver, on the other hand, merely touches the control lever and slides the seat forward to bring her toes within easy reach of pedals. The seat tilts upward automatically, giving her a natural, comfortable driving posture and full vision without craning her neck to look over the cowl. And both men and women will discover a host of other aids to relaxed driving. For example, the restful angle of the steering wheel with its hand-fitting rim. This year, the aid is equipped with a flexible spoke wheel as standard equipment, the same type which is also furnished for the 6 as an accessory. An armrest is located right under the driver's elbow. The accelerator, brake, and clutch pedals are conveniently placed and comfortably angled. And the parking brake is located under the cowl to conserve floor space. For night driving, a tow switch depresses one headlight beam in courtesy to the oncoming driver, yet allows the opposite beam to illuminate the right-hand side of the road with full brilliancy. In addition, provision is made to depress and raise both headlights by means of the tow switch as the occasion demands. The sun visor shields the driver from front or side glare and is held firmly in position by tension alone. The wider windshield, with its increased angle of slope, greatly improves the driver's vision. This increased visibility, an important contributing factor to safer driving, is a direct result of scientific research in the Proving Ground Visibility Test Chamber. Here, engineers set up a pair of lights in a position corresponding exactly to the location of the average driver's eyes. By turning on the left light and measuring the shadow cast upon the calibrated surface of the wall, they determine the range of vision of the driver's left eye. Similarly, measuring the shadow cast by the right light indicates the visibility range of the driver's right eye, while the combination of the two gives an exact duplication of the full range of vision. The instrument panel offers a modern study of artistry combined with utility. All driving instruments are rimmed with chromium bands, upon which are engraved the vital statistics of speed, oil pressure, water temperature, electrical charging rate, and gas supply. The commodious package compartment locks with its individual key for safe keeping of parcels in parking lots. The ash receiver is designed to be safe from stray currents of air, is easily detached for emptying, and equally important, is just as easily returned to its mounting. Nowadays, a car radio is accepted virtually as a necessity. And in the new Oldsmobile, a speaker grill has been provided on the instrument panel. A rainy weather convenience is the drip molding at the edge of the roof, which protects passengers on entering or leaving the car. And rain or shine, Oldsmobile's improved no-draft ventilation assures the circulation of air to suit the individual preference of every occupant of the car. Now, father can smoke his pipe in peace without sharing its rich aroma with the less appreciative members of the family. And in the new Oldsmobile, the entire family rides in safety to a degree never before known to motoring. Beneath its lustrous lacquer finish is the strongest, most rigid, and safest body ever built in all the history of America's oldest motor car builder. Throughout the entire body, there are evidences of advanced design which mark a new era in motor car bodybuilding. In the past, bodies have been largely dependent upon the chassis for strength and rigidity. But here is a body so staunchly built that it actually reinforces the frame. For this new all-steel turret-top body by Fisher is one structure of steel, top, bottom, sides, fused into a unit. Underfoot is the solid steel floor with grooved indentations for greater strength, steel floor braced by U-shaped steel cross members, and lengthwise steel rockers, all welded to the seamless steel floor. In front are steel pillars welded to steel cowl and seamless steel top. Overhead is the one-piece steel turret top, arched and crowned for greatest strength, and braced with steel crossbows. The center pillar is made of 2 steel panels, the outer and inner steel panels welded to the steel underbody structure and to the side roof rail of steel. The outer door panels of steel are welded to the inner door steel panels, reinforced at hinges and other points of strain with added steel. All body panels are stamped from tough drawn steel and welded to steel floor, steel roof, and steel cowl. Not a single screw, bolt, or rivet is used for constructional purposes. The entire sturdy skeleton is welded together, assuring permanency and tremendous rigidity. Even the doors play their part. The new Oldsmobile doors are so rigidly constructed and so securely attached that each door will easily support the weight of a 250-pound man without throwing it out of plumb. And when closed, the doors become in effect integral parts of the structure, contributing their strength to the strength of the entire body unit. In these bodies, you ride in serene silence, without drumming or rumble. Throughout the entire development of the new Oldsmobile bodies, engineers equipped with highly critical electric vibration detectors ferreted out sources of objectionable sound and one by one eliminated them. By changing the shape of metal surfaces to break up large flat areas and by bracing and reinforcing panels, they eliminated one source of vibration after another. Then by scientifically insulating top, floor, doors, side panels, and cowl, they achieved a body entirely of steel, which is also entirely free from rumbling or drumming over all road surfaces at all speed. The new bodies also have proven themselves dust-tight, wind-tight, and gas-tight. By means of this giant vacuum cleaner, Fisher engineers drew the air out of all types of bodies, measured the leakage around doors, through floors. These tests proved the new Oldsmobile bodies far tighter against dust, against wind, against fumes than any other body you can buy. Out on the proving ground, these bodies have demonstrated beyond all question their permanent freedom from squeaks or rattles. Here in a series of tests, scientifically devised to administer the most brutal kind of wrenching, twisting strains, these cars were driven week in and week out, thousands upon thousands of miles, undergoing more severe punishment in a single month than they would be subjected to in a lifetime of normal motoring. Yet, they took the beating and liked it. Add to this rugged strength the final crowning feature of safety glass as standard equipment in windshield and all windows. And here indeed is the ultimate in protective coachcraft. To anyone with an appreciation of automotive engineering, the chassis of the new Oldsmobile 6 and 8 are true masterpieces of design. And every motorist, whether mechanically inclined or not, will be mightily interested in the dependability and strength built into these cars. With more than double the rigidity of last year's car, it is safe to say that Olds now offers the sturdiest frame construction on the road today. The secret of this tremendous strength lies principally in the design of its X-member. Instead of the channel section conventionally used, Oldsmobile engineers have utilized an I-beam section X-member. As a result, frame torsional rigidity has been increased 120% in the 6 and 80% in the 8. Oldsmobile's type of knee action, proved by millions of miles of owner satisfaction to be the finest type of front wheel suspension, has been improved for the new cars. Out on the General Motors proving ground, Belgian Block Road, scrupulously maintained as the roughest road in the world, Olds engineers spent weeks and months in research and testing. Apparently, they were seeking to destroy their own handiwork. Actually, they were searching out avenues to better riding. And although they couldn't improve upon the principle of knee action, they did find ways to strengthen its construction and refine its operation. For example, the vertical support arm has been redesigned to provide greater strength. The lower control arms have been changed to an I-beam section to further increase the factor of safety. Lubrication fittings have been placed at each kingpin bushing to assure positive lubrication and eliminate the hole through the center of the pin. Shock absorbers, too, have been improved to assure silent performance under all operating conditions. Building upon the fundamentally correct principle of center control steering, Oldsmobile engineers developed a cross-steering hookup in conjunction with a newly designed worm and roller gear for both the 6 and 8-cylinder models. This new system provides a much more direct application of steering force with a complete absence of any rubbery feel. In addition, the caster of the front wheels has been reduced, making the wheels more responsive to steering effort, and drag-link ball studs are fully cushioned from road shocks by coil spring mountings. These features combine to produce a car which has an inherent tendency to follow a straight line without wandering, and which is more responsive and better controlled in every phase of its steering behavior. Another feature of the new Oldsmobiles is the development of dual ride stabilizers. By using a stabilizer at both the front and rear, the natural tendency of the body to lean on turns is counteracted at both ends of the chassis. Scientific tests on the General Motors proving ground tell a graphic story of the advantage of Oldsmobile's dual stabilizers. Here is the toughest curve in the world, designed to accentuate and expose any heeling tendency. Inside the car, the transit is trained on a level indicator post at the center of the circular track. Any dipping of the body would instantly be detected by the fluctuation of the crosshairs squarely on. See how the crosshairs hold the level point of the guidepost, indicating that even on this continuous curve, the new Oldsmobile rides on an even keel. Now let's make a similar test with a car not adequately stabilized. We set the crosshairs on the level indicator of the guidepost. Now, the car starts its circular journey. Uh-oh, see how the level indicator seems to dip as the car starts to heel? As speed increases, the angle of body roll becomes greater until the guidepost is almost lost to view. That's a scientific measurement of the same frightening leaning you experience in rounding a curve in a car not properly stabilized. Super-hydraulic brakes, already established as the standard of safety, have also been improved, both in efficiency of operation and in life of linings. Oldsmobile engineers developed new brake drums which combine the strength of steel with a braking surface of cast iron, which has proved itself to be the best brake drum material. These improvements, together with a new brake lining material, have resulted in easier, more certain brake performance and have trebled the life of brake linings. Another factor contributing to longer life and improved performance characteristics is the new brake shield, which triple seals the brake mechanism from dust and moisture. This design consists of a series of flanges, which effectively traps any foreign matter and prevents it from reaching the braking surfaces. Any dirt or water which passes the first protective flange is caught between the flange and backing plate and thrown out at the bottom. As an extra precaution, an additional shield which projects above and over the drum is located in the upper portion of the rear brakes and deflects water and dirt thrown up by the front wheels. Those are the facts. But here's the demonstration that will interest Mr. Average Motorist the most. At the proving ground, there is a stretch of road purposely devised to test the weatherproof qualities of brakes. A sprinkler system gives this road a constant cloudburst. And here, day after day, week after week, cars equipped with the new Oldsmobile shielded brakes drove on and on, starting, stopping, starting, stopping, hundreds, thousands of times, just to prove on the road the improvement created on the drafting table. And see how that car stops, true as a die without even a suggestion of pulling or skidding. And speaking of weatherproofing, the newly designed front wheel bearings also survived that ordeal of grit and water without injury. These new, larger wheel bearings are protected by the brake shield and are permanently and positively sealed. At the rear wheels, there is also evidence of improved design. In the new cars, the driving wheels, instead of being keyed to the axle, are securely fixed to a heavy flange, which is forged as an integral part of the shaft. This type of construction provides an axle 50% stronger and more durable than the conventional type. Smooth action, long life, and the absence of chatter have been attained in Oldsmobile's newly designed 1937 clutches. These advantages are the result of an increased amount of cushioning in the clutch plate facing. Compound springs, which maintain their tension for the life of the car, are mounted to the clutch plate beneath the facing. These springs provide an extra amount of cushioning over anything previously used and ensure a positive, even contact between the driving and driven plates. The success of this new type of construction is made possible by a revolutionary type of clutch facing. This new lining is woven in circular form beginning at the inside and eliminates the uneven friction, characteristic of the old type woven strip, which when bent to fit, compressed on the inner edge and stretched at the outer edge of the plate. The new lining has no joint, thus further ensuring smooth, positive action. Both the 6 and 8 cylinder plates are larger than in 1936, and the pressure plate springs on the 6 have been increased from 6 to 9, thus allowing for the increased torque of the larger motor. The graphite clutch release bearing has been improved by providing means of lubrication. A reservoir surrounding the bearing carries a supply of lubricant sufficient to last for the ordinary life of the car. Through capillary attraction, the face of the bearing is lubricated and silent operation results. The Synchro mesh transmission used on both the 6 and 8 cylinder cars has been improved to provide easy, effortless shifting. The angle of contact of the sliding sleeve and the cam on the synchronizing drum has been increased from 38 to 50 degrees, greatly facilitating the ease with which these parts engage. In addition to promoting easy engagement of the sliding sleeve and the second or high-speed gears, the camber has been changed to 30 and 60 degree angles. This eliminates the butting of gears and resultant hard shifting. The detent spring has been increased in size approximately 30% and has been so changed in form that stresses are largely eliminated, greatly lengthening the life of the spring. Here is one of the new detent springs, which has been used in shifting gears over 500,000 times at the proving ground without affecting its efficiency. Now let's look into the very heart of these new cars, to the mighty new engines that give glorious life to these master creations of motoring. Well, this divided hood panel is new and mighty convenient too for filling station inspection, and a safety catch holds it in the up position. But for complete engine accessibility, the entire lower hood panel and headlight may be removed simply by loosening 4 bolts. Now the engine stands fully revealed. And what an engine! Both 6 and 8 cylinder cars have improved power plants, improved in design, improved in performance, and improved in economy too. For these engines actually give more power, more speed, and still more miles per gallon of gasoline. Sounds like a direct contradiction, doesn't it? But it's true. For these new Oldsmobile engines actually are larger in size, greater in horsepower, yet more economical on gasoline and oil, and longer lived too. For example, the motor of the new 8 has been increased to 257 cubic inches displacement. In actual tests, it delivers 110 horsepower, and at mile-a-minute road speed, this engine turns 130 less revolutions per minute than did the 1936 engine. In the 6, displacement has been increased to 230 cubic inches, and the motor yields 95 horsepower. The new 6 also operates at lower engine speeds for greater economy and longer life. In terms of everyday motoring, this means faster acceleration, higher top speed on the open road at lower engine speed, and at all speeds, finer performance with less engine effort and with substantially reduced costs for fuel, oil, and repairs. But merely increasing the size of the power plants did not bring about these startling improvements. Throughout both 6- and 8-cylinder motors, new features of advanced engineering, new developments and refinements have been incorporated in fundamentally sound, tried and true Oldsmobile design. One of the outstanding developments in design provides complete cooling of cylinder barrels. In the engines of the new 6 and 8, Oldsmobile engineers have provided complete cooling all the way around and all the way down every cylinder barrel. As a result, cylinders expand evenly under heat. Pistons and rings ride the cylinder walls truly and evenly, conserving power, increasing oil mileage, and more important, adding thousands upon thousands of extra miles to the life of pistons, rings, bearings, and all other vital moving parts of the engine. Aluminum pistons of improved design assure longer life and freedom from distortion. These pistons are treated with an electro-hardening process which coats the head and skirt with a hard outer case, greatly prolonging their life. And they are reinforced by 2 sturdy ribs on the inside of the head, controlling expansion and increasing oil control. To counterbalance the weight of the locking screw on one piston pin boss, additional metal has been cast on the opposite pin boss. A detail, of course, but nevertheless another of the myriad tremendous trifles which contribute to the remarkably smooth performance of these engines. The backbone of the engine is the crankshaft. The Olds engineers have given the backbone of both 6 and 8 motors a liberal margin of overstrength to carry their loads easily. For example, the crankshaft of the 8 has been increased to 94 pounds, while that of the 6-cylinder engine has been increased to 93 pounds. But weight alone does not tell the whole story of their increased strength and rigidity. On the 6, crank pin bearings have been increased in size, providing 12% more bearing area and consequent longer life and smoother operation. The rear main bearings of both 6 and 8-cylinder engines are now designed with a positive wiper seal. By virtue of this new seal, oil cannot escape from the bearing into the clutch housing, even when the car is parked at such an extreme angle that the crankcase oil is raised above the rear bearing. Another contribution to smoother performance is the more rigid mounting between crankshaft and flywheel. This increased rigidity has been attained by increasing the flange thickness of the crankshaft by 30%, while the flywheel section has been nearly doubled at that point. Add to those improvements the crankshaft vibration damper, and you have satin smooth engine performance at every speed. To an engineer, the oiling system is the lifeblood stream of the engine, and the engines of the new Oldsmobiles are equipped with an oiling system second to none in any car at any price. The oil pump forces oil from the crankcase through drilled passages to all crankshaft, main, and connecting rod bearings, through rifle drilled connecting rods to piston pins, under constant pressure. Even the camshaft bearings are pressure fed, and cylinder walls receive a measured ration of lubricant from an oil jet at the base of the connecting rods. As a result, all vital moving parts receive exactly the proper quantity of oil, regardless of the level of the crankcase or the speed of the engine. The cooling systems of the 1937 cars offer several noteworthy improvements in design. The capacity of the radiator top tank has been increased from 80 to 200 cubic inches, ensuring a cool motor under all conditions. Probably the most important mechanical improvement is the new water pump. This new pump, which has approximately 20% greater capacity than that of last year, is permanently sealed and permanently lubricated. These 2 features eliminate the 2 service operations associated with water pumps in the past. The new permanently lubricated double row ball bearing ensures a constant sufficiency of lubrication without any service attention whatever. In the new cars, particular attention has been given to providing adequate cooling for exhaust valve seats, the hottest part of the engine. Cool water is drawn directly from the radiator through a distributing tube and forced around the valve ports, adding greatly to the efficiency and life of valves. The cylinder block has been extended to provide additional water cooling around the guides. Improved valve performance is assured through both new design and material. Through extensive research, a special exhaust valve material has been developed which combines all the essential qualities of high tensile strength, resistant to corrosion, extreme hardness, and low expansion. Valve guides have been lengthened 3/4 of an inch for better support and alignment of valves. To eliminate any tendency towards sticking, the top of the guide has a tapered counterbore, providing better valve lubrication and allowing for valve stem expansion. To eliminate any tendency of valve springs to vibrate, a valve spring damper is used which controls the action of the spring and gives quieter, more efficient performance. Sweeping improvements in the fuel system contribute to gasoline economy, facilitate starting in cold weather, and prevent vapor lock in hot weather. The gasoline line is extended along the left side of the frame and across the front crossmember where it is outside the zone of engine heat. The gasoline pump has been moved from its previous position near the exhaust manifold to a position lower on the cylinder block. To further ensure cool operation of the pump, the unit has been inverted so that the bowl, which is now metal, is on the underside and protrudes beneath the engine side pan. This change in pump position has resulted in materially lowering the temperature of gasoline delivered to the carburetor. As a final safeguard against vapor lock, the carburetor is equipped with an anti-percolator device which permits gas vapors to escape without stoppage of the fuel supply. The new, larger carburetor is equipped with an automatic choke of improved performance, refinements in design of the heating element, and better insulation of passages has given the automatic choke a new degree of sensitivity to engine temperature, which prevents overchoking and flooding cylinders. To prevent stalling the engine during the warm-up period, the carburetor is equipped with an automatic fast idling adjustment, which closes the throttle to normal idling speed as soon as the motor reaches running temperature. And warming up is materially hastened by the automatic heat control, which diverts hot gases from the exhaust manifold to around the intake manifold during the initial start. The compression ratio of the new engine is now 6.2 to 1 for both 6 and 8. This high compression squeezes more miles and faster miles out of every gallon of gasoline. Yet, thanks to the advanced design of the combustion chamber of the new cylinder head, this high compression, power, and performance are delivered by ordinary, non-premium fuels. Just another phase of Oldsmobile engineering genius, the genius expressed in the capacity for taking infinite pains. In every element of their design, you will find improvement and refinement of all features, contributing to finer motoring. Here are the cars with which Oldsmobile celebrates its 40th anniversary. The cars which win new leadership for America's oldest car manufacturer. This year, they are offered in 7 body styles in both 6 and 8-cylinder lines, including a brand new model, the Club Coupe. This new Club Coupe is especially designed to combine smart appearance with exceptional luggage capacity and is an ideal car for traveling salesmen. Behind the front seat, there is 22 cubic feet of luggage space, sufficient to carry the bulkiest samples or sales kit. When not engaged in business, the Club Coupe is a highly satisfactory personal car with 2 auxiliary seats for extra passengers in an emergency. The spare tire is carried under the rear deck, which also provides additional luggage space. Now for a glimpse of other models of the 8-cylinder line. The 4-door sedan, the convertible coupe, the business coupe, the 2-door sedan, the 4-door touring sedan, the 2-door touring sedan. Now the Oldsmobile 6, the 4-door sedan, the 4-door touring sedan, the business coupe, the convertible coupe, the two-door sedan, the two-door touring sedan. New in beauty, new in performance, new in comfort, new in safety, new in economy. And through the combined total of these outstanding features, the new standard of value. The finest cars ever to bear the name of Oldsmobile. More than ever, the cars that have everything.
Be sure to check out any of these videos that just showed up on the screen and learn more about the cars that boomers and hippies fell in love with. Have a wonderful day, and most of all, y'all be blessed.